Nobody quite knows which drink it is that takes him over the edge of being merely a social or hearty, laughing drink. The shame you gave other people and all the wrongs you've done other people. Oh, a wretched creature who shakes and creaks and sweats and has nightmares, and it's always November and it's raining and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and there's nowhere to go, and you reach out for a cigarette and smoke and think of all the horrible things you've done in your life and all the shame you laughing.
Céad, everybody. How are we doing? It's me, Kevin here. Oh, okay. So we're on. Céad, everybody. What's the crack? It's Kevin here, and we're here with.
My name's Jason, and apparently I am Nomadic's watch guy today. So yeah, they've dragged me all the way to Belfast for a watch release, and to be honest, I've been to so many, in so many different places, London, everywhere. These people know how to throw a watch release.
Well, we're Irish, man. We don't want to party. The Irish know how to party. You know that. So yeah, we're here now for the next 10 minutes or so. If you want to ask any questions in the chat, go ahead. I'm just going to tell you a wee bit about the watch, truthfully. So we're here today to celebrate the launch of the Céad 126, and I have to say, I am so excited. I don't know if any of you know watching, but I'm Kevin, one of the watchmakers. Hold it, all right. I've been told to move while I'm holding the mic. I thought I knew how to do this, Jason, man. I thought I knew how to do this.
Well, I definitely don't, so.
I've never been presented before. But yeah, like I said, I'm one of the watchmakers, and I have to say, it is quite literally one of my favourite pieces that we have made to date. Even down to the finishing on the movement, man. Like, we went for a D4 SW500 this time, and I think the decoration speaks for itself. You really get just an incredible looking watch for the price, like.
When you say the decoration on the movement, you need to accept that you've gone for the highest quality that you can actually get in Céad.
I say D4 because I just assume everybody knows what I'm talking about as a watchmaker. But yeah, you're right. It is the highest form of decoration that Céad do offer, and I think that shows really. There's quite a lot of hand finishing that's went into that. A lot of dial turn finishing too. So it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And then of course we went for the. I don't know if you've noticed, but we did change the bridge on it, man. And it's actually modelled after Glenn Irwin's Ducati wheel. So that was a fun thing to do. I will say, the worst part of the build, but it's the nicest part of the watch. So it's worth it.
I actually thought that it was incredible that you matched the colour as well as that. See, one of the things that I've always expected from Nomadic, apart from the yellow second hand, which I also love, is an exceptional display case back. Like, I wouldn't expect, in fact, I wouldn't accept anything less from you. So as a watchmaker, you've now got your work cut out for you.
I really don't know what we're going to do for the next one, truthfully, man. Like, we've got the propeller, we've got the compass, now we've got the fucking Ducati wheel. And then you look at even the Sear, we didn't go for even a mad rotor, as I would say, from Belfast. I would say a mad rotor, but just it's a bit out there. So I wouldn't really say that we went for a mad rotor for that, but even if you look at the detail on that, the ends on the rotor of the Sear match the ends on the dial of the Sear. So it's I think I don't know how we're going to one up this one this time. I really don't, but I guess we'll have to just see.
You see, with the Sear, I thought that yours had peaked. And then,
36?
Because I'm a big fan of that style of watch. But then, I got the prototype in for the Céad. And by the way, for anyone that isn't Irish, it's Céad.
Yeah.
And it means first.
So Irish really depend on the context that you're speaking it in. So Céad can mean a couple of things. It can mean first, and it can also mean 100. So that's where Céad Míle Fáilte comes from. 100,000 welcomes. So you don't say hello in Irish, man. You say 100,000 welcomes. You say Céad Míle Fáilte. So it's I think Irish is a very poetic language. So everything that you say in it means something different depending on the context that you're saying it in. So in the context that we've done our Céad 126, it's first. And that obviously comes from how many times Glenn Irwin has come first in the Northwest. Sorry, not Glenn Irwin, Joey Dunlop came first in the TT 26 times. And yeah, that's our first chronograph. So,
as we're talking about firsts, Glenn Irwin, first man, to break the 125 points.
It was his own record, I must add. He had the record for 125. That shows how amazing he is. He broke his own record for 125 with 126. It was his own record. It's incredible how fast that man can race.
I mean, if no one else is going to compete with you, then compete with yourself, isn't it? Like?
Compete with yourself. And that's what us at Nomadic are trying to do as well, man. There's nobody else trying to compete with us in the north. So we just have to one up ourselves every time, man. We just have to one up ourselves each time. So who knows what the next one will be, but we're here tonight to celebrate the launch of the Céad 126. And I just want to thank you all for tuning in. So yeah. Goodbye. Slán a bhaile, guys. Till next time.
Good. Everyone, you're all... Hold on, here we are. Happy now? Happy now? Yes. Good evening, everyone. You're all very welcome to this very special launch night of Nomadic Watches. We all are delighted that we've got such a great turnout here this evening. So it's hello to everyone here in the Transport Museum just outside Belfast in Northern Ireland, and also a big hello to everyone who's watching our live stream this evening as well. Obviously, in a very short space of time, this Northern Ireland company has exploded onto the world stage, and the brand has become global very, very quickly. So we are thrilled that there are so many people that are also tuning in from around the world. You're all very, very welcome for this launch this evening. The venue that we are in tonight is called the Driven Gallery in the Transport Museum in Northern Ireland. If people who are wherever you're watching, if you're not aware, it's a special place with history and heritage, in particular of motorcycle racing in this country. We have a very proud tradition of two-wheeled racing, and to my left are some examples of some very famous motorcycles that were ridden by some very famous riders down through the years, including a machine here of Joey Dunlop, who was a 5 times world champion and part of a very famous racing dynasty. And I think that's why it's a very appropriate place for us to have this launch this evening, because this launch is a unique collaboration between a Northern Ireland company which is making luxury handmade watches and is promoting itself around the world and promoting Northern Ireland around the world, and that history and heritage of shipbuilding. And the collaboration is with somebody who comes from the heritage and history and the importance we have of motorcycle racing. So it's between Nomadic Watches and a motorcyclist called Glenn Irwin, who sadly can't be here this evening, but he did send us this very special message.
Hi everyone, it's Glenn Irwin. Sorry I can't be there tonight for the launch of the beautiful Céad 126 Nomadic watch. I'm actually having the time of my life right now in Florida with our 3 beautiful children. Well-deserved rest after another great season racing in British superbikes. The Céad 126 came along in partnership with Nomadic, with it being a chronograph. Most chronographs are launched kind of with motorsport around the world, and the partnership we already had in the Northwest 200, iconic road racing track just an hour north of Nomadic headquarters in Belfast. We had a great day filming the content. I'm sure you've seen little bits tonight. It was one of the most enjoyable days I've had. Personally, I love the watch, I have it on. I hope many of you tonight, first of all, have a great night, become more and more aware of the Nomadic brand. And if you put your hand in your pocket and buy a Céad 126, I think you've made a great decision. But again, enjoy that free bar as mentioned. Isn't that right, Pete? And have a lovely evening.
I'm surprised he's not here if there's a free bar, to be honest, Peter. But look, Glenn Irwin, for I'm sure everyone here in Northern Ireland will know of Glenn Irwin's reputation. For those watching around the world, Glenn Irwin is one of Northern Ireland's best-known sporting stars. He rides bikes in the British Superbike Championship. He's finished runner-up a couple of times and hopefully will become Northern Ireland's first ever British Superbike champion. He's also the most successful superbike rider in the history of the Northwest 200, which is Northern Ireland's biggest outdoor sporting event. BBC broadcasted around the world last year to 86 different countries, with over 2 million people watching the coverage right across the BBC. So Glenn and the Northwest 200 promote themselves and promote Northern Ireland across the world, and I think that's why this collaboration is so special tonight as well, because Nomadic are doing exactly the same thing. They're putting Northern Ireland on the watchmaking map across the world, and I don't know about you, but that's something that I always feel very proud of when I see something from home which is doing so well internationally. So the theme of this evening is every second counts, and certainly every second counts to Glenn, especially when he's racing at the Northwest 200. For me, as a sports presenter, obviously every second counts too, and that became clear to me quite a number of years ago when my mum and dad said to me, "Have you ever missed a sports bulletin?" I said, "No, why?" "So to the second every night you make the studio and you make the news bulletin." I said, "I do, yes." "Why?" "How come you're always late when you come to visit us?" So every second counts to me too, and particularly today, which is a very special day for me as well, and it makes me think that every second counts, because today, about now, at this time, I had my second life-saving kidney transplant in the city hospital. So that was nice for me, so thank you. So every second counts. I will not keep you too long, because obviously we want the pre-sale to start and we want the launch to start and we want you all to be able to see and buy this watch. So without further ado, can you please welcome the Nomadic founder, Peter McCauley. Great to see you.
Thank you very much. Oh, so does this clicker work? Let's have a look. Okay, so I wanted to just talk a little bit about our mission that we're all a part of, which is to put Belfast on the watchmaking map. We want to connect people to their roots so that they can connect with the big moments in their life. I always say watches tell a story. They're not really about telling the time. And for me, nobody was telling our story from here, and I wanted to do that. And that's why we started Nomadic, and that's why we're all here today. And I just wanted to give everyone a massive thank you for all the support that we've received so far. And we wouldn't be anywhere near this today if it wasn't for the support from everyone in this room. So thank you so much, and we'll give a big round of applause to yourselves. So to mark the journey that we've been on so far, we've actually put together like a little mini book. So hopefully a lot of you have the copies of it. If you haven't got one, you'll be able to get one on your way out, and it just sort of tells the story of our growth so far. So I'll just hit you with some statistics of what we've achieved together with Nomadic. So we've shipped to every single state in the US. We've shipped to, I think, 42 countries across the world, and we're now the largest watch brand in Ireland and one of the largest across the UK as well. So pretty amazing to start from my spare bedroom to sort of be at that level now. This year marked a huge milestone for us. We opened our first physical retail store in the city centre of Belfast, and it's actually the only store on any high street anywhere that has a watchmaking facility inside it. So that was the reason why we won the Watch Pro Award in London last month, and we beat guys like IWC, Van Cleef, Vacheron Constantin, and some of the biggest multi-billion-dollar brands in the world with our new showroom. So if you haven't been down to see that, definitely call in and check it out. You can see Connor, Kevin, Jordan, and our whole watchmaking team making your very watch right in front of your eyes. So it's definitely an experience and something worth coming to check out. So yeah, I mentioned we're now the largest watchmaking company on the island. So we have the biggest watchmaking facility, and we've invested just over £1 million into this site over the next couple of years. So Definitely a gamble when all the other brands are kind of retreating from the high street at the minute, and we're sort of doubling down on Belfast because we believe in the city, we believe in Belfast, and we want to put our money where our mouth is in terms of putting the city on the map. So it's I think the guys have clocked up 3,224 hours of watchmaking so far this year. So that's the time and effort that goes into making every single piece that you'll see tonight. I wanted to talk a little bit about custom projects. That's a whole separate department that we set up, and we've grown that by over 90%. We've worked on some amazing projects this year. So we had the honor of working with Sir Van Morrison earlier this year. It was his 80th birthday, and his team approached us to see if we would make 80 watches to celebrate his 80th birthday, and that went down super well. I've seen a couple of people tonight wearing their Van Morrison limited edition watch, so that was just amazing that it sold out in, I think, 2 or 3 days, so that was just amazing. I kind of thought we'd be sitting on 80 of these for the next 80 years, but no, thanks so much that they've all found their homes, and we were blown away by the popularity of those. Last week, we were in New York at the Wind Up Watch Fair, and we were able to go and present the NYPD with some custom watches that we've been working on for those guys as well. So that was, like, again, an incredible honor for us from Northern Ireland to be able to produce watches for the probably the most famous police force across the world. So that was a pretty cool one to work with, and we've done a lot as well with some people closer to home too. Over the last year, we've nearly doubled the size of the team as well as we opened our new store. So it's just been amazing to have so many incredible, talented people want to come and work with us at Nomadic. And yeah, we wouldn't be anyone without the incredible people that we have working for us. So yeah, thanks so much for that's why if anyone's been to the previous events that we've set up, this is at the next level because we now have an incredible team. So thanks so much. Our next big move, we're starting to move into Dublin. So we have the legendary Weir & Sons starting to carry Nomadic from next month. So that's a huge vote of confidence from one of the oldest jewelers in the country. I think they've been established over 150 years. So it's pretty amazing to have our products now gracing Grafton Street in Dublin, and we'll be making significant effort to bring our watches into the Dublin market as well over the next few months. And then a little taster of what's next to come. I always want to drop in little hints of what's coming up in the future. But the Brew 750 is something that we're working on pretty soon as well. But that's not why we're here tonight. We're here tonight to talk about the Céad 126, and I'll show you what that's all about.
Glenn Irwin has got it done once again.
The chronograph doesn't just measure time.
As he blasts away.
It measures progress.
The winner of the Northwest 200 feature race is Glenn Irwin.
From the first unsteady turns of the wheel to the milestones that shape who we are.
11 out of 11 Superbike race wins. Unbelievable.
At 209 miles per hour, every second counts. At an average speed of 126 miles per hour, 126 is more than a number. It's a symbol of progress. It doesn't just measure how far you've gone, it's a measure of how far you've come.
I'm going to keep you here if I can.
Yeah,
just
perfect.
to talk a little bit about this watch. First of all, congratulations, not just on this evening, not just on this watch, but congratulations on the journey you and your company have been on so far. I mean, it really is truly incredible, and I've met so many of your staff tonight, and they've all been an absolute pleasure to deal with, and they're a credit to you as well. You have a great team.
Thank you so much. We're just getting started.
Can you tell us a little bit about the watch? Why the name, first of all?
Yeah. So the name Céad rhymes with maid, if anyone's wondering how to pronounce it. Céad, it means first in Irish, so it's about motorsports, legends, coming first, being, winning these incredible races. So that's kind of the name behind it. And the 126 is a little reference to Glenn Irwin's record lap time at the Northwest 200, which was 125.99 something, but that didn't have the same ring to it, so 126.
No, that wouldn't have been such a good name.
It's also, I believe, Joey Dunlop won the Adaman TT 26 times, so he was first 26 times, so that's another little reference to the 126.
Yeah, that's a nice nod to the history as well. I know Glenn Irwin is obviously so proud of his association with road racing and with the Dunlop family. Why a chronograph?
A chronograph is something we've been working on for the last probably 18 months. It's just one of those pieces that every great watchmaking company needs to have a solid chronograph, and it's just, for me, that was the kind of gold standard of what we want to achieve. And the level of complexity is, if anyone gets a chance to speak to Connor or Kevin tonight, our watchmakers, they'll tell you it's been an exponentially steep growth curve, learning how to put that together, but the guys have done an amazing job.
Yeah, I've spoken to both tonight, and obviously the number of hours that they have put in watchmaking this year alone, they are passionate about what they do, and obviously you and the whole team are very proud of this product that you've put together.
Absolutely, yeah.
What about the association with Glenn Irwin and the relationship with him? How did that all come about?
Yeah, Glenn's a character for anyone that knows him. So yeah, I'm not really sure how we got in touch first. I think just via Instagram we started speaking, and he loved the watches. He was like, I'd love to come and try one on. So we brought him down to the store and just really hit it off. We filmed a little podcast together, and he came on board then as a brand ambassador for us, and he's just been so passionate about the watches. He obviously wears them all over the world when he goes racing, and has been a great spokesperson for us. So we said, look, we're going to do a chronograph. Why don't you get involved in helping us put it together and designing it? So that's where we got that from.
Yeah, great idea, and it's obviously the 126 and what he did at the Northwest 200 to have an association with an event like that as well seems pretty special too, which is known around the world.
Yeah, exactly. We're very fortunate here to be surrounded, well, particularly in this room, surrounded by motorsports greats, and the history of motorbike racing in this country is just phenomenal. And when it comes to chronograph watches, they're typically around Formula One cars, or it's always cars. And I was like, no, we need to do it. If it's going to be authentic from here, from Nomadic as a brand, it needs to be about superbikes, and that's why we put this together.
What is it about the watch that you like so much? Can you tell us just a little bit about the spec?
Yeah, so for me, in terms of, I think we've really hit a sweet spot size of 40 millimeters. It's not too thick, it's not too small. It just sits really well, and it's super legible. So chronographs are often quite hard to read, so we've tried to make it as legible as possible. And one of the little unique bits on there is we've actually put the day and the date. So having a day date function on a chronograph is not something you see very often, and it just makes the watch that little bit more unique and so much more useful as well.
Yeah. And is there anything within the watch that tells a little bit about the Nomadic story as well? Any little quirky things in there we should know about?
There's a couple of little quirks in there. So I wanted to throw in a couple of little nerdy references to Back to the Future. So on the tachometer scale around the outside of the watch, which is used to measure speed equals distance over time, so you can measure your speed by using the tachometer. We've actually, instead of just traditionally going sort of 70, 80, 90, 100, we've actually called out 88 as a specific number on there as a little reference to the DeLorean and Back to the Future, which was obviously built in Belfast. There's one in this room, it's actually just down at the back of the museum, so we have the full run of the place. Go down and check out the DeLorean. It's an amazing bit of kit. So, and I think we have a video of the DeLorean. If I hit this clicker, will it work?
What did I tell you? 88!
I like that. I do like that little reference. I have to say. So the plan with the watch, there are how many, in what numbers, what colours, what way does it work?
Yeah, so we're just making 126 of these pieces. There's 3 different colorways, and I believe I have some slides on this, but we'll get into. Oh, that just calls out the little idiot there on the tachometer. Yeah, so they are priced at £2,450. Someone will have to help me out with the US dollar conversions, but I believe it's just about $3,000. And we've made 42 of each color, so they're limited in numbers because that's literally all that we have time to make this year. So in 2025, we're just releasing 42 of each colorway. They'll all be individually numbered. And then we will bring them back again in 2026, but they'll not be limited edition or anything.
Yeah, so these ones are special because they're numbered in the.
They're numbered, yeah, and of that first edition batch and launched today.
Can I just ask you on a personal note how proud and how excited you are to have a night like this and launch a very special chronograph watch?
It's absolutely surreal. It's just amazing to stand here and see. Everyone being so supportive of the brand and so supportive of the team and everything that we've built, and it definitely feels to me like we've done this together. I don't really feel like this my brand. I feel like it's Belfast brand, and I feel like everyone in this room has been so supportive, and actually the support that we've received around the world has just been incredible. So everyone who's watching on YouTube, thank you so much for joining in to support our wee company from here. And we were in New York last week. The amount of people that already knew who we were blew me away. It's amazing to see the impact we're having across the world, and people are buying it for various different reasons. It connects people to their heritage, and we met a guy in New York, and he was like, "Oh, I've actually bought one of your watches because my great grandfather used to work in the shipyards, and now this is my little connection back to home." And it's just it's amazing to see that we're having an impact. Yeah,
it's really nice to be able to have that connection, and it would also be very easy not to do it in Belfast and not to stick to your roots. So why have you decided just to do things probably slightly differently and make sure you're
absolutely.
You're at home?
It would be so much easier to ship this all out and have it done in Switzerland or have it done in the Far East. And for me, making stuff here in Belfast is what I'm passionate about. I was a mechanical engineer for the first sort of decade of my career, and local manufacturing is what I'm passionate about, and I think anyone who comes in and sees the guys working will see the level of care and attention to detail that goes into it, and that for me gives us so much more control over the quality of the product than we could ever have if we were to outsource it to anyone, and that's why we're the best at what we do.
Yeah, and finally, I know you give us a little glimpse of what might be next, but where do you see this all going genuinely? Because it's just been so fast, so quickly. From your bedroom to this is kind of a pretty miraculous story, I think.
And we definitely are just getting started. We've got huge ambitions to make this a truly global brand. Everyone knows the big Swiss players, there's tons of the big British players, but there isn't anyone here in this island really doing this, and we wanted to be the largest watch brand in this island, and that's what we're set out to do. So in terms of like the product lineup, I always say, if we were an ice cream shop, you'd want to make sure you had strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, get them right, and then you can start doing all the sort of more crazy flavors. And I feel this chronograph is starting to round off the core collection of watches, and there's only a few more we want to add in there before we start really pushing the boat out with some even more quirky designs as we really find our own design language.
And 99 with sprinkles, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And for those people watching around the world who don't know what a 99 is, it's an ice cream with a flake in it on the top. So look, can you just explain how people can buy the watch? I know the pre-sales running also.
Yes.
People watching on
YouTube. So in terms of pre-sales, I mentioned there's only 42 of each available. So everyone here in the room and everyone on YouTube will have the first opportunity to buy them, so you can speak to any of the sales team either over at this desk or at that desk, or you can now go onto the website. They're live on the website, but there's a password so that only people here can get it. So I'll put the password on the screen, but it's Make Progress 126 with a capital M and a capital P. We'll put it on the screens, but that'll allow you to go onto the website. If you don't want to stand in the queue, you've already tried it on or whatever, you wanted to buy one, you can do that via the website, so we'll get that.
And that password again is Make Progress 126, with a capital M and a capital P.
That's it. That's it. So.
It sounds great. Listen, thank you very much again, and again, congratulations. Thank you to everyone who's been here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Well done. And for those of you here in the Driven exhibition in the Transport Museum, as you said, there's lots more to do. There's lots more to see. You can try riding a motorcycle out there. Put the headset on. You're a motorcycle fan. I think you should be all over that, like a rash. Carrador road races and all of that. So if you want to try that as well, and the bar might be free still, isn't it?
The bar is still free, so yeah.
Bar's still free, and you normally don't get in for free in this country, so that's very good. That's great. So listen, thank you very much indeed. Congratulations
so much,
again, and I hope it goes really well for you, and I look forward to speaking to some of you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
P Flux, DJ Parental, and this is the calm. Mama said there'll be beats like this, so your boy knock him dead, then I'll rewrite his story. Get the glory with the green light lit. From K-Lex, flow breaknecks of people that they've met, not feeble. What we rap while killing instrumentals. Vocals overseas to Perry and Parental. Get the ball rolling, leaving them all open. If the beat had a face, the shit would be all swollen. My punches come in bunches, and I'm eating niggas' lunches with the bars made of tungsten, cause the shit is just my function. Didn't understand? I lower the speed. Flow is with ease, cause I know what you need. Positive vibes that'll go with your weed. No need to hold it in, you've been told you can breathe. So go and exhale while the nigga set sail. Got my rhymes on lock and I haven't set bail. Hip hop lives, I could've sworn. I've been waiting for this since I was born. Now my entity is formed, and this is the calm before the storm. Hip hop lives, I could've sworn. I've been waiting for this since I was born. Now my entity is formed, and this is the calm before the storm. Building from the bottom and no sight of the top. But I think that I'm a problem and I might have a shot of getting to that paper on my 40 acres. Inhale the vapors, never feeling greater. Sadly not my current situation. Deterrence I am facing, watch the burning of my nation. Mind blurs on occasion, what I'm burning is amazing. I digress, I silence with this heart in my chest. It's pumping, be bumping, this shit is what I rep. Watch me straighten out the joint just like a tricep. Then I move along, another groovy song. I'm rookie of the year until I'm proven wrong. Careful with my crumbs, live with no regrets. My competition's all thumbs like they over text. Keep smiling every day cause I know I'm blessed. Proving it's a must to add flux to your Rolodex. Hip hop lives, I could've sworn. I've been waiting for this since I was born. Now my entity is formed, and this is the calm before the storm. Hip hop lives, I could've sworn. I've been waiting for this since I was born. Now my entity is formed, and this is the calm before the storm.